I might be a little late to making this video, but probably like everyone else in the universe right now, I've been really obsessed and non-stop listening to Olivia Rodrigo's new album. As you probably know, I really like reading, so I was like, why not make a video recommending a book for each song on the album? So that's what I'm gonna do today. Okay, for Drop Dead, I'm recommending The Flat Share. The lyric that really stands out to me that reminded me of this book is the "One night I was bored in bed and stalked you on the internet. It's feminine intuition," because I always had a vision of us standing like this. It really reminds me of this book. Basically, this guy and this girl have never met, but they live in the same apartment, like they sleep in the same bed, they live in the same space and everything, and they've never met because she works during the day and he works at night, so they kind of like switch off, but they start leaving each other notes and like getting to know each other through them, and it's just so sweet. Like, it's one of my favorite romance books that I have, and I think they made it into a TV show. So for stupid song, I'm recommending Beg, Borrow, or Steal. I actually just finished this book from the library. I think it's very similar to Stupid Song, kind of in like the rhythm starts a little slow and then all of a sudden it's like the love comes on so quickly and so fast, and it's just like all consuming, kind of like how the song starts kind of mellow and then at the end it's like so passionate and everything. This book, it's about two elementary school teachers who have known each other since college, and they like hate each other. He moved away to like be with his fiance, and then a couple months later he like mysteriously comes back into town. They reconnect. It's like enemies to lovers, and it was cute. It was like a good little romance. It was fun. Okay, Honeybee, I am recommending Ready or Not by Cara Barstone, I think. This woman who is very much like paint by numbers, follows the rules, and she becomes pregnant off of like a one night stand she's ever had in her entire life. So she's going through like a very crazy, stressful change in her life and lifestyle. She finds comfort in her best friend's older brother that she's like known her entire life. So I think it's just very similar to Honeybee's themes of having love and feeling like there's someone you can depend on and feeling safe and comforted with the person that you love. And it's a really good friends to lovers romance. I don't really like pregnancy storylines or anything, but that one was double thumbs up. Maggots for Brains, I'm gonna recommend The Rachel Incident, which is one of my favorite books of all time. I feel like it really encapsulates the like messiness of the song and of this book. Like, they really kind of go together. It's about this girl in Ireland in 2009, and she's like fresh out of college and she doesn't really know what she's doing with her life, and she falls in love with one of her married English professors, and she moves in with her gay best friend co-worker, and she is just she's a mess. It is like such a good, funny coming of age book. Line from Maggot from Brains that I was like, this is so The Rachel Incident, is when she sings "Everything feels moldy like the fruit that's in my fridge, and everything that's funny I wish I could tell to him, and sometimes at a low point I even wish for tragedy because I know he'd come over and take real good care of me." That is like so like something that Rachel the character would probably write herself. So you plus me equals heart, however you want to say it. I'm gonna recommend People With Me on Vacation just because I feel like they're both just about love that's always there and will be there forever between two people, and just fun, fresh, and cute. My Way, I'm gonna recommend Something Borrowed by Emily Giffin because I just feel like both the song and the book are just like so messy. It's so like 2000s rom-com. This is so bad, like morally corrupt kind of. But like in a fun way, you know. This girl falls in love with her best friend's fiance, and they like start an affair, and it is just like so bonkers and so crazy. The love triangle of the song and that book just, yeah, and the crazy mess of it all really fits. They fit each other really well. For purple, I'm gonna recommend The Everlasting by Alex E. Harrow. I have to refill myself explaining why I chose this book and what this book is about, so please bear with me. But basically, this book is about this man who has spent his entire life studying this myth about this epic female warrior who has a very mysterious and famous death. Somehow he gets transported to the story of this warrior. He basically falls in love with her and is trying to stop her death from happening, and they keep reliving it over and over again. It really reminded me of that one lyric that goes like, "It's crazy how I used to visit your town like a tourist, and now I have a favorite grocery store and florist." Because this myth means everything to this man, and now he's actually living it and has fallen in love with this woman, and they create this whole life together. The theme of love being so powerful and kind of creating your own world and being in it together is very strong in both the book and the song. For The Cure, oh my gosh, this was so hard to pick because I love that song, but I'm gonna recommend Slanting Towards the Sea. This woman, she divorced from her husband who was like the love of her life 10 years prior to when the story starts. They were like made for each other, they were each other's like one true love and everything, but they divorce because she can't have children. He like goes off and gets remarried and has 2 kids and everything, and they're still like really good friends. Like she's very involved in his new life that he has basically with his new wife and his 2 kids. If The Cure was a song that this character could listen to, I think she would, I don't know if she would be, if it would make her feel better or if it would make her life worse. Maybe both. The chorus of like, my head is full of poison, my heart is full of doubt, I got toxins in my bloodstream, you tried so hard to suck them out. Like that's very much the relationship between the main character and her ex-husband, and like the toxins, you could say, is like an allegory for her unable to have children. That's kind of how she views her infertility, as like something that's toxic about her, and just like it, just read it. It's a good book. It's sad, but it's also kind of hopeful, melancholy. It's good. It's good. Just read it. Begged. This is gonna be such a cliche answer, but normal people, I mean, the Begged is literally just normal people. Like, if you haven't read this, I don't know what you're doing. Even if you have read, even if you've seen the show, you should still read the book because it's good. I've recommended this book a lot, but for What's Wrong With Me, I'm choosing The Truth About Ben and June. Basically, it's about this woman. She is a new mother and she goes missing. It's kind of all about like postpartum depression and everything. And I felt like it's similar to What's Wrong With Me, about loving someone so much and that's what makes you sick, kind of. Just a very interesting book, and I think the vibes are very similar and the message is very similar, kind of. I don't know, read it and tell me if you understand where I'm coming from. Less is literally Me Before You. It's about this woman and she's a caretaker for this man who became paralyzed, and he basically wants to die, but she's like so full of life and they fall in love. And if I talk about it anymore, I'll start crying. So I saw a TikTok edit to the Me Before You movie, and it actually like Expectations, I'm gonna recommend Can You Keep a Secret, because they're both about women who know what they want and know what deserve and will not accept anything less. This woman, she is like unhappy in her relationships, she harbors a bunch of secrets, and she flies for like the first time in her life, and there's a lot of turbulence, so she freaks out and she spills like all of her secrets and everything about herself to the guy that's sitting next to her. The guy that's sitting next to her turns out to be her hot new boss at work that she meets the very next day. Maybe something juicy happens with them. I'm not gonna spoil it, but yeah, it's good. And it's just like, it's also kind of similar to like Something Borrowed, where it's giving 2000s rom-com. Like, it's cheesy, but in a good way. For cigarette smoke, One Day. I don't know if I even have to explain. Both are just, I think, beautiful pieces of art that are also extremely painful to consume. If you don't know what One Day is about, it's basically about these two people that meet the night of their graduation, and they start off as lovers, kind of friends-ish, and then it's like every chapter after is like a year. It's the same day a year later, so it follows them from like fresh out of college to like in their mid-30s, I think. Be prepared to cry. Okay, those are all the books for all the songs. I think I did a good job, but let me know if you disagree with me or you agree with me, and hopefully you find a new book that you want to read. I like all these books that I said, so obviously if I didn't like them, I wouldn't recommend them.